Are you serious? It's the 10th chapter. We have to wait 2 weeks before another. And this is what happens to our main characters? For the first time, I had to criticize this Fairy Tail 100-Year Quest chapter 10. This is for me the worst of the chapters I've yet read so far. If Team Natsu do not bounce back from this quickly enough, then it's not Fairy Tail, and that will be a bummer. So the fact that I knew that the Dragon Eater Guild would be trouble, but not this kind of trouble. This trouble is almost humiliating, which I think is the point. But this, I'll try to summarize this synopsis for you all. This is me, the angry anime fan. And as you all know, the Dragon Eaters attack. Of course, the Dragon God, having lost most of his power, cannot do them. So the guild, all this Fairy Tail tries to attack it all. But first of all, Natsu cannot attack the Ashen guy. So Grey decides to do that. While Kyria fights Ersa. But it's also really shown that she gets turned on by having sword-to-sword fight. I guess that it also implies that she really was a lesbian. So, well, either way, Natsu tries to take down the armor guy, but for some strange reason, he just cannot put a dent to him. And I'm saying strange reason because not even with the Fire Dragon King's fist can he hurt. And it's even more strange when this Dragon Eater is actually saying the scales of the Armor Dragon will never know pain. Do you know what I'm trying to say when I say that is strange? Well, it's strange because then how the hell did he kill him? You know, how the hell did this Dragon Eater kill the Armor Dragon? If an Armor Dragon cannot know pain, how did he die? Or is he implying that they cannot know pain, but that doesn't mean the body cannot? We all know that there are those kind of abilities. Yes, because the person does not feel pain does not mean that the body will. Well, either way, he throws Natsu on a ship, and we all know what happens on a ship, you know? Natsu falls into way. Ersa still fights Kyria, and while it does look pretty sexy, the fight, however, ends pretty humiliating as she fires a shockwave blast. I mean, in a way, this is actually meant to be comedic, but it's actually so comedic that it's almost stupid. I mean, this is typical Fairy Tail stuff. You know, they're pulling these fans moments all over. But this is so weird. It is almost stupid. And what is that? Well, you all know Kyria once said she is the sword dragon. There's nothing she cannot slice. Turns out that also include dignity. Yeah, for some reason her swords in shockwaves can cut off a person's dignity. So she cuts Ersa's dignity or modesty, and she immediately becomes this shrinking violet girl of some sort that immediately feels so embarrassed about being in a dress, and she even begins to fall on her knees saying please help me, Kyria-sama, because Kyria just looms triumphantly, saying she slayed her strength. I mean, we do not see so much of what happens to Grey, but we can all presume it didn't end well either. And I have to criticize. I mean, come on! This is Fairy Tail! Do not let this Diabolus guild defeat them this easily. It's painful waiting 2 weeks in a row, you know. not for a next chapter. And it's not fairytale stuff to let villains win. But when Lucy starts shaking in fear and when Ersa gets so panicking she falls on her knees, well, then we all the reason to panic. But technically, Ersa should surpass this because she was the one who was tortured by a demon of Tartaros. I mean, and back then she was fully nude, you know. So she should be able to overcome this. It's not exactly known how yet. So for me, no, this is not exactly the chapter I was looking for and longing for. It was only despair, 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 and more despair. This brief fight between Ersa and Kyria was sexy, and that is always appreciated. The rest, though, was just plain and simple despair. Nothing else. So despite the obvious thing, give me your thoughts if you have any.